So here is another character tier list video, as it has been quite a while since I last did one. We'll be keeping this video short, as I just want to quickly bring up that I'm using my screen recording app making this video, given that I currently no longer have a video editing software, and also trying to keep my laptop alive with its weakened battery until I have enough money saved up for a new one. So for this tier list video, I will just be ranking the characters from the Vampire Knight series based on my personal opinions and experience, having rewatched the anime and reread the manga as an adult. I will only be going over the main characters and the supporting characters that I could actually briefly assess, given that most of the side characters either did not get development or had plot points wasted within certain story arcs in the original manga. For me, this will be interesting given the overall plot in the canon series is on the weaker side of things. Hopefully, this video will be sufficient to those waiting for the next part of the Vampire Knight Rewrite series to come out. And also, if you guys can see, I took off one row being the S tier, since unfortunately this series does not really have S tier quality characters. Alright, first up is Hanabusa Aido. I will rank him up on A tier. There we go. Now, when I was younger, I did not care for Aido, as to me, he just came off as a bit of an arrogant butthole. However, now my opinion has changed on him as a character, given the character development he goes through during the second half of the manga up to a certain point. If you guys are following my Vampire Knight Rewrite series currently, he plays a much more important role than in the canon storyline. Next up is Akatsuki Kane. Apologies if I didn't pronounce that properly. I will put him in C tier. I like Kane, but unfortunately he was not relevant to the overall canon story. Third is Ichiru Kiryu. We'll put him up in B tier. An unpopular opinion, but I actually liked Ichiru as a character. I think that he made Zero's character arc during the first half of the manga interesting, and I found his death quite emotional, even if Ichiru comes off as a sociopath half the time. Alright, fourth up is Headmaster Kine Cross. I will put him up in... I'll put him in B tier. Initially, I was going to put him in A tier, but I don't want to let my personal bias for this character show too much. Actually, the most interesting plotline for me from the Vampire Knight canon story was the Vampire Hunters. I just wish that the mangaka focused on that plot point more during the second half, especially with Cross, but oh well. For me, he's still a great character with the screen time that he got. Alright, fifth up is Kaname Kuran, a main character. Uh, Fans either love this character or outright hate this character. I'm actually going to put him in A tier. If the parts with Kaname being creepy can be ignored and the BS redemption arc that he got towards the end of the original manga, I think he's a great character with the complexity and mysteriousness behind him. Alright, sixth is Rimu Atoya. C tier. Not much to say about her, given that there's not much about her as a character besides her working as a model and having awesome lightning elemental powers. Her and Senri Shiki are actually my favorite canon ship in the series. Seventh is Ruka. Like Rima, C tier. Not much to say about her, unfortunately. Frankly, I do not care much for Ruka, so moving on. Speaking of Shiki, I am putting him up on B tier. Like Kine Cross, I want to put him in A tier, but story-wise, he's not quite there. At least Shiki got a character arc during the Rito story arc in both the manga and anime, so he deserves this spot. Ninth is Shizuka Hio. She will go up in B tier. I found her storyline wrapped up nicely early on in the manga as a tragic villain for Zero's character arc, even if she was a terrible person killing Zero's parents, but of course that's not fully on her, given the context presented later on in the series. 10th is Takuma Ichijo. He's going in C tier. Wasted potential his character ended up being in canon, sadly. In my rewrite series, I am planning on making Ichijo a relevant character since his character has a lot of potential to be great for an interesting story arc. 11th is Yagri Toga. I'm sorry, but he's going to be put in D tier. Apologies to fans that like Yagri, but I don't like his character. Even in the manga, he just comes off as cold and uncaring at times. I understand him and Kai and Cross are close friends, but I never really cared about their friendship much in the canon manga. At least later on in the series, during the second half, he treats Zero a bit better. Ah, speaking of Zero, Zero Kiryu, he's next. Now, Zero fangirls, don't get mad at me, but I am putting him in B tier. I know he should be A tier, but I have reasons why I'm going to put him in B tier, and I will briefly explain them. So, unfortunately, if you have finished reading the Vampire Knight manga series, you can see that Zero in the series got the worst case of character derailment during the second half of the manga, on top of being the categorized as the punching bag love interest. And yeah, his ending was not at all satisfying at all to read. Plus, his constant angst fests he had here and there did not help his development. In my rewrite series, I am making Zero more likable and the badass character that he should have been. All right, last up is the main protagonist, Yuki. Well, this picture shows vampire Yuki, not human Yuki. I rank both separately if there was a picture of human Yuki on here, but there's not. So, I wouldn't be surprised if I get dislikes on this video for this, but Vampire Yuki is joining Yaguri. I have my own thoughts on Yuki as an overall character, but discussing them would make this video too long, and I don't want to risk killing my current laptop. She is essentially the author's self-insert. I am working hard on making Vampire Yuki a likable character compared to how she was in the canon manga in my rewrite series, so maybe my opinion will change on her. But for now, she's just gonna, yeah, stay in D tier. Alright, that is going to be it for this quick video. Hope you guys enjoyed me doing another tier list video. Please feel free to leave comments, sharing your own thoughts on Vampire Knight and its characters, as long as it's civil and respectful. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Take care, and stay bloody.